Well, it's great to meet you. I'm a huge fan, and you're great in this movie. So I wanted to start off, since you did play some college football, how did that sort of result, or how did that sort of inspire your portrayal of Cam?
Yeah, well, it's nice to meet you as well. I played college football and, I played at Florida State and I played soccer growing up. So I think a lot of it's instinctual when it comes to what an athlete does. The way coaches talk to you if you mess up or, the camaraderie you have with other players. I think that instinct of like when you toss me a football, what do I do with the football? I think that is something you can't really teach. And so I think that osmosis of, the former football experience to Cameron Cade was necessary. And then also honing in on like the more quarterback-esque of the role where, I had to go to football camp for a while with, Jordan Palmer training with actual NFL bound quarterbacks and watching their mannerisms and studying like how they throw or who do I want to throw like or their ticks, and then working out in the gym, getting that physique of an actual NFL bound quarterback was important to me. So yeah, I drew a lot from past experience, but also created a newfound toolbox of what a quarterback is like.
Yeah, and yeah, no, because you really make it look, because a lot of times it looks like the actors don't know how to play football, but you look
Yeah.
100% look the part. So it was really
Thank
cool
you.
seeing that.
Thank you.
But and then this you get to go to a really vulnerable place in this movie compared because you just done I know what you did last summer, and then you done like that awesome episode of Atlanta a few years ago.
Yeah.
So what kind of challenges did that present? Because this one makes you to ask you to go to an even darker place than I think those previous roles that asked you to go.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, I think that's what I love about art, where it explores the past, traumas and taps into the psyche of what you've been through. And I think I always say the story is a river of grief of not only losing an older, like a parent, but also grieving your former self or somebody. I think there's a quote in the movie where it's like chasing greatness is surviving who you once were or who you once used to be. And I think I got to really explore who I was as a person and the trauma and grief that I've explored and build a healthy relationship with that. And I got to amplify and be a vessel for that grief to put on camera so that others can feel more seen as they watch the movie. And, I think with a safe, crew, safe filmmakers to really bring the story to life, I think I felt it felt organic to go to those dark places and really sit in it for this movie.
Yeah, no, you did an incredible job. And then this is sort of like the ending because there are a couple of alternate endings I think that were released with with the digital release or the Blu-ray. Were you guys did you know what ending was going to be the theatrical one going into it, or was that something that you guys was determined later, or was it always about Cam sort of finding himself again or versus losing himself?
Yeah, I think you have it on the head where, each ending is like an exploration of what if or, finding who Cameron really is. And, at the end of the day, I had no idea what the true ending would be or what scenes they would keep and reconfigured for something else. But I think that's the beauty of art where, you can just show up and trust your filmmakers and really explore and get to play different versions of how it could have been. And I think they knew, fans would have those questions of, what if or what happened after. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I prefer the theatrical one because I just like seeing you persevere. And
Yeah.
you're working with Marlon Wayans in this movie, and he's also fantastic. But he's bringing such a level of intensity, so you have to match that. So it's like, what are you learning from him? What are your kind of your when you're filming, like, what's that experience like on set for you? Just watching this guy that's been doing it for as long as you're going to be doing it. So it's like, what's just seeing it from a different perspective?
Yeah. I think that's a testament to the level of performer Marlon is. And, I think the greatest comedians come from the most pain. And I think he has gone through so much in his life. And seeing him, conjure that up and put it into a dramatic performance has been so eye-opening and inspiring because, one day I hope that I can be that level of, of a comedic actor and dramatic actor. And I think, that you don't need to live in one space too much, but rather, um, I want to be a spectrum of the human experience. And yeah, it was an honor to see Marlon go to places and discover more about himself, build a new relationship with grief, and see how his grief manifested into the character and what caused him to get emotional, or the places he would go to pull out a performance, and the freedom that he had to really try things.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to see. And then you also have there's a lot of I mean you mentioned the physicality the role required, but when it started getting more violent towards the end, was there a particular sequence that you found a little more challenging to shoot?
Yeah, I'd say what was challenging to shoot was for sure, I think both. The fight scene with me and Marlon, because it's like a dance. You want to make sure everyone's safe. You want to make sure it's physical, but also it has those emotional beats. And then the ending, where it's the same thing, where there's a level of emotion that the character is carrying, and it's mixed with the choreo of a fight scene. And I think with the blood, I've learned that blood is very sticky. And the sun causes blood tan lines
Mm.
and whatnot. So I think, yeah, I don't know which one would be more difficult. I'd say maybe the ending where I'm alone, because that I what the character's witnessing kind of like weighed on my shoulders. Where fight scene with Marlon, really, it was a duo, and we were going up to bat with each other, and we were there for each other, and we created space for each other. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean you're absolutely right. It's incredible. I mean it's awesome to watch. And then you
yeah.
also I don't want to keep you too long, but since the movie is called Him, did you have a personal like a him coming into like a your own personal goat like with an athlete or an actor?
Oh, with a goat, like yeah. I got to hang out with Dwyane Wade recently.
Uh,
That was iconic. I had to
yeah.
be like normal, but come to find out, I'm taller than Dwyane Wade. Don't. That's not. Yeah. Well, whatever. Yeah,
Well, he's
I'm
like
taller
six,
than.
what, 6'3", yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Yes.
know that. And he's a sweet soul.
Mm,
So yeah, that was a cool moment to just be there and like hanging out, watching the Rams play, LA
yeah.
Rams play. Yeah, so that's one of my him encounters.
No, that's so cool. I love Dwayne Wade too. I mean, I grew up watching Jordan, so and Jordan and
Yeah,
T-Mac,
yeah,
and I was a Brady
mhm.
fan too, so you know those guys.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah.
same.
But I appreciate your time, Tyreek. I really the movie's great, so I can't wait for people to see it. And then thank you so
Yeah,
much for your time. I appreciate it.
thank you.
And thank you, Marie.